You're stepping into a mindset most people are too fragile to handle. A mindset built on silence, precision, and cold understanding. Nothing here is soft. Nothing here is friendly. Everything here is designed to make you dangerous. You're about to hear lessons that don't turn you polite. They turn you sharp. Lessons that don't make you likable. They make you respected. Lessons that don't make you emotional. They make you untouchable. This is the shift where your instincts sharpen, your mind hardens, your presence becomes heavier, and people start treating you differently without you saying a single word. You'll see through manipulation before it reaches you. You'll cut off distractions without hesitation. You'll move with a level of focus that makes others uncomfortable. And you'll learn to enter every room like a man who already knows his value. If you're tired of being predictable, tired of letting people drain your energy, tired of carrying the weight of weakness that never belonged to you, then listen closely. Because the moment these lessons enter your mind, the old version of you dies on the spot. Before we go any further, declare your mindset. Comment this phrase: I choose power over comfort. You want to become dangerously smart? Then understand this first. People study your reactions more than your words. They watch for weakness, hesitation, and emotion. The world works on advantage, not fairness. And the person who controls the flow of information controls the battlefield. Rule 1. Never reveal your intentions. A man who shows his plans early becomes easy to predict, easy to read, easy to break. Power lives in the shadows, not in announcements. Move quietly. Let your actions speak when the time is right. When people don't know what you're building, they can't interfere. When they don't know your motives, they can't manipulate them. Keep your goals under lock and key. Operate like a storm forming far away, felt long before it's seen. Rule 2. Control your emotional temperature. Emotions are the easiest doorway for others to enter your mind. Anger exposes your triggers. Excitement exposes your desires. Fear exposes your limits. A cold mind exposes nothing. The man who stays calm becomes unreadable. The man who stays silent becomes unpredictable. And the man who refuses to react becomes untouchable. You win more battles by not responding than by fighting. Let others lose control. Let them shout, panic, reveal themselves, while you stay still, centered, and calculated. These first 2 rules are the foundation of power: silence and self-control, mystery and emotional discipline. Once you master these, every move you make becomes heavier, sharper, and more respected. If this hit your mind the right way, comment this phrase: I move in silence. Power doesn't come from being loud. It comes from being calculated. People think strength is in domination, but real strength is in control. Control of your time, your access, your presence, and your boundaries. Rule 3. Never be too available. The moment people feel they can reach you anytime, your value collapses. Availability creates comfort. Comfort creates entitlement, and entitlement creates disrespect. A powerful man is selective. His time is not freely handed out, it is earned. When you reduce access, you increase authority. When you hold your energy back, people step carefully around you. Scarcity builds value. Distance builds respect. Stop being the man everyone can call, interrupt, or drain. Become the man whose presence is felt even in absence. Rule 4. Study people's motives, not their words. Words are cheap. People speak with intention, not honesty. They show you a mask, expecting you to trust it. But every move they make reveals the truth they're trying to hide. A Machiavellian mind watches patterns, not promises. Behavior exposes loyalty. Silence exposes agendas. Consistency exposes character. Once you learn to decode motives, you stop getting blindsided. You stop giving trust too early. You stop inviting snakes into your circle, and you stop mistaking friendliness for loyalty. See people as they are, not as they pretend to be. It's the difference between getting used and staying untouchable. These 2 rules raise your psychological intelligence instantly, limit your access, and read people with precision. You'll walk into every room with a colder edge, and leave with the advantage every single time. If this sharpened your mindset, comment this phrase: "My mind sees everything." Power requires distance, not the physical kind, the psychological kind. People must never feel like they fully understand you. They should sense depth they can't reach, thoughts they can't predict, and a calmness they can't shake. Rule 5. Speak less than necessary. Every extra word weakens your position. Talking too much gives people a blueprint of your mind. It reveals your beliefs, your triggers, your insecurities. A powerful man speaks with intention, not impulse. He chooses his words like weapons: few, precise, unforgettable. Silence forces others to reveal themselves. Silence makes people over-explain. Silence makes the room lean toward you, waiting for your move. When you master silence, you control the pacing of every interaction. Rule 6. Don't fight battles that don't serve your long-term strategy. Every argument, every reaction, every confrontation costs mental energy. Weak men fight everything. Strong men fight only what matters. A Machiavellian mind saves its power for decisive moments, the moves that reshape the entire game. Not every insult needs a response. Not every challenge deserves attention. Not every fool is worth correcting. Your strength is proven through restraint, not noise. When you walk away from pointless conflict, you don't lose, you conserve, you analyze. You position yourself for a strike that actually matters. These 2 rules make you harder to read and impossible to provoke. People won't know what you're thinking, what you're planning, or what you're willing to ignore. They'll hesitate before testing you, because uncertainty is a weapon more powerful than anger. If this section raised your perspective, comment this phrase: "My silence is power." Power grows when you stop giving yourself away. People will always try to pull you closer, not because they value you, but because they want access to your strength, your mind, your stability, your energy. The world takes from the man who doesn't guard himself. Rule 7. Guard your inner world from unqualified people. Not everyone deserves to know what you think, how you feel, or what you're building. Most people don't listen to understand. They listen to collect information. Information they can twist, leak, or use against you. A powerful man keeps his internal world protected. He shares selectively. He reveals slowly. He never lets outsiders hold the key to his peace. People respect what they cannot reach, and they fear what they cannot decode. Rule 8. Don't depend emotionally on anyone. Dependence is the fastest route to weakness. The moment someone becomes your emotional lifeline, you hand them the power to destabilize you. A Machiavellian mind stays balanced within itself, grounded, centered, unshaken. You must learn to regulate your thoughts, your stress, your loneliness, your drive, without requiring validation or reassurance. When your stability comes from within and not from another person, you become the kind of man who cannot be pushed, cannot be manipulated, cannot be controlled. People sense that independence, and it forces them to treat you differently, with caution, with distance, with respect. These 2 rules build an internal fortress, a mind that isn't exposed, a heart that isn't open to misuse, a presence that isn't easy to influence. Once you master them, you stop living reactive and start living strategic. If this section strengthened your mindset, comment this phrase: "My mind belongs to me." Power sharpens when you stop chasing people, approval, and validation. The world bends for the man who doesn't need anything from it. The man who walks with quiet certainty, steady discipline, and a cold focus that can't be seduced or distracted. Rule 9. Never chase respect, command it through your presence. Respect earned by begging is weak. Respect earned by pressure is temporary. But respect earned by presence, that's unshakable. A powerful man doesn't compete for attention, he becomes the standard others measure against. His calmness is intimidating, his discipline is noticeable, his silence is heavy. When you carry yourself with authority, people adjust their tone automatically. You don't argue for respect, You radiate it. You make it impossible to ignore. A man who respects himself forces the world to do the same. Rule 10. Protect your time like a weapon. Your time is the only currency you never get back. Weak men give it away freely. Strong men guard it like territory. Every hour you waste on distractions, gossip, irrelevant people, or meaningless conflict is an hour stolen from your future power. A Machiavellian mind operates with intention. Every move, every step, every decision is strategic. You must ask yourself before anything, does this serve my mission or does this weaken it? If it weakens you, cut it. If it slows you, remove it. If it drains you, walk away from it without hesitation. Your time is your weapon. Use it for growth, not noise. These two rules turn you into a man who is seen differently, quieter, sharper, harder to access, harder to read, harder to pull off your path. People feel the discipline before you speak. They feel the strength before you act. And they feel the distance that protects your purpose. If this section elevated you, comment this phrase: "My time is power." Power grows when you stop reacting to everything around you. Weak men let the world dictate their mood, their focus, their direction. Strong men choose their responses with intention. You cannot be dangerously smart until you master the art of internal stillness. Rule 11. Never let anyone pull you into their chaos. Most people live in disorder and emotionally unstable, mentally scattered, easily provoked. They want you involved in their storms so they don't face them alone. But a powerful man stands outside the chaos. He doesn't respond to pressure with panic. He doesn't inherit problems that aren't his. He refuses to drown with people who were never swimming. They were sinking. Your stability must be non-negotiable. When others spiral, you stay centered. When they shout, you stay silent. When they try to drag you into emotional battles, you step back and keep your energy untouched. Distance protects your power. Rule 12. Understand influence before you try to use it. You cannot control a room if you don't understand what moves people. You cannot guide minds if you don't observe what drives them. Most men talk, demand, and force. But influence doesn't work through pressure. It works through awareness. Study people quietly, what they fear, what they chase, what they avoid, what they worship. Once you understand their internal wiring, you can position yourself in ways that shift their behavior without lifting a finger. This is the essence of Machiavellian intelligence: subtle control, silent dominance, invisible leverage. You don't yell for power. You build it in the shadows and let others feel it without understanding why. These two rules turn your presence into a force: calm, calculated, untouchable. People won't know how to influence you, but they'll feel themselves being influenced by you. That's real power, quiet, strategic, and undeniable. If this section expanded your mind, comment this phrase: "My calm controls everything." Power sharpens the moment you stop explaining yourself. The world doesn't respect men who justify every move. It respects men who move with certainty, men who walk with a silent conviction that needs no audience. Rule 13. Stop explaining your decisions to people who don't deserve access to your mind. Every time you over-explain, you lower your authority. You turn your strategy into a public discussion. You give people the illusion that your choices require their approval. A powerful man doesn't operate like that. He makes decisions based on logic, not permission. He doesn't need others to validate his reasoning. He doesn't break down his mindset for people who haven't earned that privilege. Mystery protects you. Explanation exposes you. Move with a conviction that forces others to accept your choices, even if they don't understand them. Rule 14. Never react faster than you think. Instant reactions are emotional reactions, and emotional reactions make you predictable. Predictability makes you easy to manipulate. A Machiavellian mind slows the moment down. You observe before you respond. You analyze before you engage. You calculate before you strike. A delayed reaction is not weakness. It's strategy. It makes people question what you're thinking. It makes them wonder if they miscalculated. It forces them into uncertainty while you stay grounded, calm, and in control. The quieter you stay in the critical moment, the more power you hold over the outcome. These two rules give you an advantage most men never achieve: the ability to move without noise and respond without being controlled. When you stop explaining and start calculating, your presence becomes heavier. People sense the discipline. They feel the silence. They adjust themselves before they try to test you. If this section strengthened your edge, comment this phrase: "My silence holds power." Power rises the moment you stop trying to be understood. Most people aren't looking for truth. They're looking for comfort. And a man who walks with discipline, clarity, and cold focus will always make the weak uncomfortable. Good. Let them be. Rule 15. Never apologize for your standards. Standards are not arrogance. They are filters. They separate the disciplined from the distracted, the focused from the fragile, the strong from the ones pretending to be strong. When you demand more from yourself, you automatically demand more from others. And that threatens people who live without direction. Do not lower your standards to fit weak company. Do not shrink your expectations to avoid judgment. A powerful man values quality in his work, his circle, his behavior, his future. Your standards protect your life from mediocrity. Keep them high, keep them sharp, keep them unapologetic. Rule 16. Never let anyone rush your process. People who have no discipline will always tell you to hurry up. They fear slow, intentional growth because they don't have the patience to achieve it. But a Machiavellian mind moves with precision. Every step is calculated. Every decision is measured. Every move is tied to strategy, not impulse. You don't speed up because someone else is impatient. You don't adjust your pace to make others comfortable. You move according to your vision, not their noise. A man who controls his pace controls his life. When you walk slow and deliberate, you see opportunities others miss. When you think before you act, you eliminate mistakes before they exist. Your power is in your patience, cold, focused, unshakable. These two rules build a version of you that cannot be pressured or manipulated. You no longer bend for approval. You no longer rush for acceptance. You no longer dilute your strength to fit in. You stand firm, steady, intentional, untouchable. If this section sharpened your discipline, comment this phrase: "My standards build my power." Power transforms the moment you stop letting the world pull you off your path. Most men drift because they never learn to govern their own mind. They move according to distraction, temptation, and noise. A powerful man moves according to mission, cold, steady, unshaken by anything outside his purpose. Rule 17. Your focus must be ruthless, not soft, not casual, not when I feel like it. Ruthless. Focus is the blade that cuts through the world's manipulation. People will try to pull you into gossip, drama, laziness, comfort, because it makes them feel less alone in their own weakness. But you are not built for their level. You are not here to waste your potential on meaningless cycles. A disciplined mind rejects distraction instantly. Not tomorrow, not later, instantly. When you protect your focus, you become someone others cannot influence, cannot delay, cannot slow down. Your direction becomes absolute. Your energy becomes dangerous. Your silence becomes a warning. Rule 18. Never give anyone the power to emotionally reset you. If someone can ruin your mood, they can ruin your day. If they can ruin your day, they can weaken your mission. A Machiavellian mind does not allow that level of access. You regulate your own emotions. You pull yourself back into discipline. You correct your thinking without needing comfort or reassurance. People test your reactions to locate your weaknesses. Give them nothing. Stay neutral. Stay controlled. Stay untouchable. A man who is emotionally independent becomes impossible to manipulate. He becomes the calm in every storm. He becomes the one others quietly fear because they cannot shake him. These two rules build a mental fortress, focus that cannot be stolen, and an emotional core that cannot be cracked. Once you master them, your presence changes, quieter, heavier, harder to read. People feel your discipline before they understand it. If this section strengthened your edge, comment this phrase: "My mind is not accessible." Power reaches its highest form when you learn to stand alone without shaking. When your mind becomes your weapon, your silence becomes your shield, and your discipline becomes the boundary no one crosses. This final section is not advice. It is a warning, a transformation, a mirror showing you exactly who you can become if you choose ruthlessness over comfort. Rule 19. Become the man who can walk away from anything. Your strength is measured by what you're willing to lose for your purpose. Weak men stay attached to people, to comfort, to habits, to validation. Powerful men cut without hesitation. You must be able to walk away from any circle that distracts you, any voice that weakens you, any environment that shrinks you. Detachment is not coldness. It is clarity. It is the skill of choosing yourself without apologizing for it. When people realize you don't fear losing them, they stop trying to control you. Your independence becomes a force. Your presence becomes harder to replace. Your energy becomes something they chase instead of something they drain. A man who can walk away holds the leverage. Always. Rule 20. Build a mind that cannot be broken. This is the final lesson and the hardest one, because it demands every part of you. The world will try to shake you, break you, trigger you, test you, and pull you back into your old self. But you are not here to return to who you were. You are here to evolve into someone unrecognizable to your past. Your mind must become your fortress, disciplined when others are chaotic, focused when others are distracted, steady when others collapse. You must learn to speak little, observe deeply, move deliberately, and rise silently. This is how you become untouchable. Not by force, but by mastering the psychology of power so completely that no attack reaches your core. When your mind cannot be broken, your life cannot be controlled. And the world senses that strength long before you open your mouth. These final 2 rules complete your transformation. They turn you into the man who cannot be manipulated, cannot be moved, cannot be shaken off his path. And when viewers feel this energy inside your voice, inside your presence, they don't just watch one video, they watch every video, because they know they're learning from someone who doesn't speak theory, he speaks power. If this final section hit your mind like a blade, comment this phrase: "I rise without permission." It builds connection, engagement, and authority. And remember, if you want more of this mindset, if you want to keep sharpening your mind with ruthless clarity, if you want to become the most dangerous version of yourself, like the video, subscribe to Machiavelli's Discipline, turn on notifications. This journey doesn't end here. It starts now.